Guys, I want you to know, I love you all. I really do. And I know this is going to be harder on you than it is on me because no one wants to play favorites. And I'm sorry if I get a little bit emotional. I mean, you guys are all so great. I mean, from your humble beginnings all the way to look at you now. You're all grown up. Look at you after laughter. You're all grown up. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud and I love you all. I'm sorry I have to rank you. What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for another episode of my series, Ranked. Thank you for being patient. These videos are very hard to make. They are tedious and require a lot of listening. But today I am going to rank every Paramore studio album from worst to best. That's right, all 5 of these albums. From All We Know Is Falling, Riot, and then of course Brand New Eyes, the self-titled, and After Laughter. All of them are going to be ranked. And keep in mind that this is all just my personal opinion. There is no such thing as a definitive ranking. Everything is subjective. Music is subjective. So don't get too mad at me for having my opinion. I'm not going to get mad at you for having yours. Be sure to comment your favorite albums in the comment section down below. Rank them from worst to best. Now, keep in mind, I do have more episodes on the way of Ranked, but if you were able to, please support on Patreon. It is the top link in the description down below, or else there will be an annotation on screen at the end of the video. These often get demonetized by YouTube, whether it be for, I don't know, offensive content or, copyrighted stuff, whatever it may be. YouTube usually finds a way to ding me. So if you're able to, support on Patreon and help the hard videos like this keep coming because I know you guys love them. Anyways, let's go ahead and get on to the ranking, starting off with the very first pick, number 5, drumroll please, All We Know Is Falling. The band was so young when their debut album All We Know Is Falling released, and that definitely showed in some regards, mostly in a good way. Haley's vocals felt different but still vivacious and able to evoke emotion throughout. I personally always considered this to be the weakest Paramore album, but while exploring their discography in anticipation of After Laughter, and of course making this video, I realized that the album's charms were slowly taking a hold on me. Although I am ranking this at number 5, there's something to be said of the songwriting skills and catchiness of the heartfelt Brighter, fan favorite My Heart, and even singles like Pressure, which really carried the torch for the sound that was to come on future releases. Issues come on this album in the lack of standout bass grooves, somewhat inconsistent vocals from a very young Haley, and a lack of originality that can make it hard to separate one song from another. It's a humble beginning, and it's still a very enjoyable debut from a band that was destined to do great things for the world to hear. Rank a popular album quote-unquote too low once and it's shame on me. Rank a popular album too low twice, well, I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. In all honesty, I at least really like every Paramore album, so trust me whenever I say that it was a very lengthy mental debate trying to decide which record would come in as my least favorite. And with Riot and All We Know Is Falling kind of being a toss-up for me at this point, I did land with, at of course, number 5, All We Know Is Falling, and here we are with Riot at number 4. I want the record to show, though, that I did recently review Riot and I gave it 4 stars out of 5. So, say what you will about my ranking, it's still a great album. The only real problem here was the inconsistency in the styles of the songs and with some of the songwriting from Josh and Haley. They really started blowing up after All We Know Is Falling, and the pressure was on Haley and Josh to write a full record of hits, front to back, stacked. They mostly came through on that with the always memorable Misery Business and of course the furious Let the Flames Begin, but unfortunately a few weaker spots really let the album's flaws shine through. The Farrow brothers matured a lot in their playing on Riot and really pushed themselves on some of the tracks like For a Pessimist I'm Pretty Optimistic and of course Fences, one of my absolute favorites from Paramore all time, a very underrated cut. The man who pretty much became the saving grace of this band, Taylor York, got his first songwriting credits as a member of Paramore on this album, helping pen the hit That's What You Get, which is one of my least favorites here, but only because there's a nice selection of other gems to pick from on this very record. Do I wish Brand New Eyes was the album that launched them? No, Riot is their rightful play into stardom, and to wish a change in their career trajectory wouldn't have gotten us all of the gold we've received up to this point. Unpopular opinion for all the grown-up emos out there, but I truly believe that Paramore have only continued to get better and more interesting with time. While I don't feel their new record, After Laughter, is their absolute best, I do defend their right to branch out into pop, alternative dance, and 80s disco funk whenever the hell they want to. The biggest argument surrounding their new music was how pop it sounded, but I seriously have to question your intelligence if you didn't see this move coming from a mile away. Still Into You from the previous self-titled record was the most bubblegum pop fun they had ever served up, and Ain't It Fun showed a desire to tread in different genres. After Laughter is an incredibly smart, sensible, and emotional record that unlocks a very relatable feeling in the listener. Depression, anger, and loneliness all overtook primary songwriter Hayley Williams after the self-titled album cycle ended, finding herself at rock bottom after losing bassist Jeremy Davis and thinking about the myriad of crew changes Paramore had seen over time. From that puddle of sadness grew a pool, a batch of tunes that really started to take form after Zach Farrow rejoined the sessions, and eventually the band for the first time since 2010. Instead of just rocking the hell out, they vibed hard here, cooking up the synth rock 80s wet dream that is Hard Times to lead off the album. It's the first song and the first single, and it really stood out in a plethora of bad pop rock songs in 2017. Taylor York has to be commended for his skilled and melodic guitar playing throughout, standing out big time on moments like Told You So, Fake Happy, and the earworm Caught in the Middle. I get it if more of a poppy direction isn't your thing, but know this, these are not mindless, silly songs about nothing. They're about an extremely rough time in life, all played while utilizing their instruments in new ways instead of just ditching them like some of these other rock bands have done this year. Lastly, I want to leave you with this. Hayley Williams told us the meaning behind the album's title. After Laughter is about the look on people's face when they're done laughing. If you watch somebody long enough, there's always this look that comes across their face whenever they're done smiling, and I always find it really fascinating to wonder what it is that brought them back to reality. So, that's what After Laughter is. That really puts it all in perspective. It brought it all together for me while initially listening to this record. What an intriguing concept that is. You can see the light fade from someone's eyes as a smile goes away and the reality of whatever moment they're experiencing hits them. And that's exactly what this album is. I'm incredibly proud of this band for this effort, and I'm ecstatic to see it garnering the reviews from critics and fans that it has all across the board.
Some of us have to grow up sometimes, and so if I have to, I'm gonna leave you behind. Some of us have to grow up sometimes, and so if I have to, I'm gonna leave you behind.
Oh, don't mind Paramore. They just returned from a 4-year gap between records, down 2 members with possibly the magnum opus of their career. No biggie. 17 songs and a world of love, hurt, and moving on to get lost inside of. It's easy to see why this is probably the most ambitious album of their career. Spanning from pop rock to prog rock, we see Hayley's voice soaring stronger than ever over instrumentals that grapple with the likes of the best cuts of their previous albums and stand out as assertive and dominant. The ukulele interludes were a pleasant surprise here, really helping break the self-titled record into sections, almost like a bookmark does for a novel. I found a large amount of songs like Grow Up and Fast in My Car to be extremely relatable, catchy fun, powering through with peppy drumming, spry guitar hits, along with some monster hooks, something that is no stranger to the rest of this record either. Lock into this record's recurring themes of focusing on the future, the good, the sanity with the occasional insanity, and you'll start to love this thing, I'm almost positive. The production definitely is more polished than their previous works, but Justin Meldal Johnson really makes these tracks shine bright as the producer. P.S. Thank you, Paramore, for Part 2. One of the only sequel songs I've ever heard that truly didn't disappoint or just seemed like a desperate attempt to please the fans and stay relevant.
All I wanted was you. All I wanted was you. All I wanted was you.
Here we are at the top of the list, number 1, my favorite Paramore album, and in my opinion, the best album that they have ever released, one of my favorite albums of all time. Despite the tumultuous relations between band members that went into making this album, the end product is the best and most passionate material I feel that they have ever made. Could that be due to the tense nature of the members during these sessions coming out in the songwriting and the themes of Brand New Eyes? Yes, definitely, and I hate the way that everything went down. You never wish drama upon bandmates, but the takeaway here is so incredible and special, it happened the way that it did for a reason, and we have a classic on our hands because of it. For me, Brand New Eyes is one of those select few albums that I'm nearly always in the mood to hear. No, not just a song or two, but the whole damn record. From the opening warning shot Careful to the agonizing steps over the finish line, All I Wanted, there's never a moment to be bored or just to let your mind wander. Not only is the music fast and invigorating, it's also slow and meaningful and, well, for lack of a better term, fake happy. Even though a lot of these songs did come from a very happy place as a band, it's a feeling that did not last long for Paramore, with things really deteriorating in the year following its release. The album smashed onto the charts at number 1 with over 180,000 sold first week, as well as multiple hit singles such as The Only Exception, an acoustic love song with a twist. Playing God evokes a dark feeling as it calls someone out on their high horse and remains my all-time favorite Paramore song. But some of these other moments for sure give it a run for its money. And that's it for this episode of Ranked. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching me rank the Paramore albums from worst to best. Comment your picks down below. How would you rank these albums, and what else would you like to see me rank, whether it be albums or else singles from worst to best. I have plans to do a couple, and I think you guys are going to be very excited about these. All of Muse, The White Stripes, Linkin Park, All Time Low. These are all potential videos that I have. And keep in mind, like I said at the beginning of the video, these are very hard to make, so if you're able to help me out on Patreon, help support ARTV, and help videos like this stay on YouTube, then click that top link in the description down below, or this link that's coming up in just a second in the end card. You can click right there for the Patreon link, or you can click right here to see the last episode of Rank that I did for System of a Down, all of their albums from worst to best. You can click right here for another recent video that I did on the channel, and you can see all of my social media linked in the description down below. Other than that, that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.